Hello, hello. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's chat a little. Let's chat a little before I go and sink myself in my recliner and watch the counting. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tap, 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 tap as you come in, please. Tap as you come in. Come on in, everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in. I'm preparing some snacks. The polls has just closed here in Arizona. So I'm doing some snacks. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so close, it makes me look huge. I have this thing so close, I look huge. Yeah, I'm not that huge, guys. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm preparing some snacks. I'm preparing some snacks. Welcome, welcome. Gonna do some carrot sticks and apple slices. And cheese. And take it all in. Come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Come on in. And right here, come on in. Come on in, come on in. I know most people wear this scarf with this thing in the front. I don't like it. It makes me look like I have an horn. It makes me look like I have an horn. I'm gonna switch it now and see. Because I know someone will come on and say, she wearing the scarf wrong. So here it is in the front. I hate it in my front like like I'm a bull with a horn. But that's how I wrapped it. So gonna leave it this way for a while, and believe me, I'm gonna turn it back the other way because I rather it the other way. I rather it the other way. Come on in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come and join the fun. Come and join the fun. Come in and join the fun. Come in and join the fun. on. Somebody keep popping in and popping out. Keep popping in and popping out. Decide what you want to do. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Trying to find a tray to put my... Then I couture chair tray together. I'm putting it on me instead of what I'm doing. I'm doing some vegetables. Here is my place chair. Welcome, welcome, welcome guys, welcome. Just want to have a quick talk, chat about my experience at the poll. Just want to have a quick chat about my experience at the poll. Come on in, come on in, come on in. And to hear what yours were like, what your experience was like. I know a lot of people did mail-in ballots. I don't do them because I love to go in person. It does something for me, standing there in person and doing it. But I know there are people who can't make it out because of whatever reason. So nothing against it. Nothing against it. I'm here washing some apples. I'm going to make a fruit tray. For my snack, while I watch the counting, I'm sure they started already. I'm sure they started already, these news. Sure they started already. There's so much going on in the news. So much going on in the news now. So much going on in the news. The weather, social media, the election. Oh, there's so much going on in the news. So much. It's almost like you don't get a break. It's one tragedy after the next, after the next, after the next. But I'm going to say something here for those who are listening. Fathers, mothers, grandparents, friends, cousin, auntie, the neighbor, please protect our children. Protect our children. It doesn't matter if they're not yours. If you know something, say something. If you know something, say something, guys. If you know something, say something. It doesn't matter that the child is not yours. It doesn't matter. It's a child. Safety is paramount. Paramount, paramount, paramount safety. Say something, guys. If you see something, say something. Parents, neighbors, friends, churches, everybody, the village. Where is the village? Where's 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 the village? Who's protecting our children? Who's protecting our children? Where's the village? Where's the village, guys? Where's the village that is supposed to protect our children? Where's the village? Where's the village that is supposed to protect our children? Yes, I'm going to talk about the election. Yes, I am. Just a little bit. But in the meantime, this is a pop-up chat, you know? In the meantime, where's the village that's protecting our children? I'm sure none of us is blind, none of us is deaf. Especially those of us who are on social media, we tend to know more than the average person. What's going on out here? Who's protecting our children? Who's protecting our children? Who is protecting our children? Who's doing it? There's a lot of conversation going on about the safety of our children. Lots of conversation going on about the safety of our children. Who's protecting them? Who's protecting them? If your child or children comes to you and tell you that a neighbor, a friend, a sister, a brother has violated them, are we still telling them that it's not true, must go and sit down? Are we still telling them that? Are we still telling our children in 2024 when they come to us? Or let me ask a question. Are we providing the right environment for our children to come to us? Are we? Are we providing that environment? Are we providing a safe space for our children to come to us and talk to us? Are we learning anything from our mistakes? Are we providing a safe space? Are we? Are we providing our safe space for our children to come to us? Grandparents, aunts, uncle, are we providing a safe space for our children to come to us? Are we doing that? Are we doing that? We're fighting about everything. We're fighting about everything. People who are trying to protect humanity, we are against them. We're against them. No. Let me quick to say, you know, because I've had that experience. Children can fabricate stories, or children can cry out for help by fabricating stories. Let me put it this way. Children can fabricate stories, and they can also cry for help by naming someone else. I'm not talking about this particular situation that is going on. I'm saying children can name someone else, especially if a child comes to you and the scenario that they're giving you is so far-fetched. You can't figure out how would they put all those things together. In most cases, they're experiencing it. In most cases, they're experiencing it. When a child comes to you with a story that is so mind-boggling, some cases they are experiencing it, some cases it has happened to them. And the cry for help is they name an innocent person. I'm not talking about this situation. We have proof of that situation. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying The air is pregnant in the social media world. In some instances, people are saying children can lie. Everybody can lie. But when a child comes to you with certain information, they're either exposed to it or they're experiencing it. And they name someone else. And then there's the other side where the child is telling the truth. And we have to be insightful enough to know whether our child is telling us the truth. And stop worrying about what Jack is going to think and Jill is going to think and John is going to think. Because guess what? It's more important what your child thinks about how you trust him or her. Looking out for humanity. Looking out for children. Making sure that their rights are not being violated. Making sure that their rights are not being violated. Making sure that they blossom into the human being God brought them here to be. And that it's not mutated with someone's sick life. And when we talk about fighting for humanity, some individuals get it into being a party and a this and a that and a the other. But if we don't have rules to protect people, to protect individuals in the home, outside of the home, if we don't have rules to protect them, what a society we can become, because there's some sick people out there. There's some sick people out there. So the news is filled with everything. Everything right now. Everything right now. But the most important message is protecting humanity. Protecting our children, our elderly. Making sure our children are safe. Making sure they know that we trust them. We believe them. Because, you know, in my culture, we were taught to be seen and not be heard. And we have taken it so serious, women and men, that we're sitting in abuse. We're sitting in all type of situation that destroy our emotionality and our mentality. And sitting in it, and our children are being hurt because we were taught not to say anything. Keep everything. I remember when I was growing up, someone said, whatever happened in this house, stay in this house. Whatever happened that is good in this house stays in this house. But if you know of someone that is being hurt, or if you yourself are being abused, trust somebody and tell them. So when we vote, We're voting for an outside protection. Everybody's looking at this and looking at that and looking at the other. We're voting against being abused. We're voting against being alienated. We're voting against being classified as subhuman. It's not just one thing. But if we can stop one, we will have come a little further as a society. Because the tearing down and everything that is going on, it's not only in the presidential election. Check some churches. Check some churches. When there is a vote to happen. So this thing affects us. So if we don't have rules to protect us as a society, and we don't have a home that the child or children is safe in, what are we saying? What are we saying? That's all is important. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tap up the live, guys. Tap up the live. What are we saying? That the big car and the big house is more important than protecting our children? And again, I'm not talking about one situation. I'm talking about why we vote for policies and why we do what we do to protect individuals. We vote to protect individuals. You should see I wish everybody could see a copy of these ballots. No prime minister, no congressman vote for these things, Human being vote for them. We vote for them. They just do what we ask them to do. Protect. Protect, protect, protect. Protect our children. Protect ourselves from abuse. Protect. And instead of lifting people up and supporting them, we find the one thing that makes us feel good. We find the one thing that makes us feel good. And we just hammer that to death. But if there's no laws, there's chaos. So there have to be laws. Same thing in your house. On the job, they have boundaries and barriers. I can't just walk into a doctor's lounge and say, give me a stethoscope and your needle, I want to go inject your patient. So there has to be rules and laws. And what are we saying? With everything that is happening, our children now becomes an important factor in safety. I listened to a program last night. No, I don't think it was a program. I think I saw it on one of the social medias come up on my For You. I saw it on my For You. A lady sitting in her house. I had to turn it off. A lady sitting in her house and arguing back and forth with her alleged partner. I didn't catch who it was because I couldn't believe it. And a child. And the disrespect is just flowing. So at what point do you decide enough is enough? At what point? At what point do the law is out there to protect you? The law is out there to protect you. There's safety nets out there for you. There's safety nets out there for you. Staying in an abusive situation, staying in a situation where your children are at risk. to keep up the show, to keep up everybody thinking everything is hunky-dory out here? What about the child? What about those children? What about those spouses? Abuse on any level is wrong. Any level. So of course we have to vote. And of course there has to be elections. So things can set in place to protect people. So they're not barred out of their humanity and their human choices. After today ends, we don't know what is going to happen. But our job is to do what is right so that we can protect one more child. We can protect one more man from abuse, one more woman from abuse, one more person from being fired because they are. There has to be laws and rules and regulation, and someone with the mental fortitude, someone with the human dignity and respect. I didn't say perfect. The human dignity and respect that can carry out the boundaries and the barriers that they need to set up to protect, because too many people are staying in situations that they need to get out because they're afraid. I told someone once, when they said, "You're so beautiful, I can't believe you don't have a man." And the way they said it to me is like there's a deficit. So I had to let them know a man didn't make me, God did. Well, God is a man, but you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to stay in a situation where I know it's not good for me, so you can feel better. And people that stays in marriages, that stays in relationship that is no longer working for them, I'm not advocating, and I've said it every time, I am not advocating for divorce. But there comes a time when you need to separate, to come up and breathe so you can think. My cousin once said to me, everybody should have that one person that they know without a shadow of a doubt they can turn to. They know without a shadow of a doubt that they accept their imperfection. And when I went to the poll today, all I could think about is there's a possibility for one more person to be saved, for one more person to be rescued. There's a possibility. And what moved me was the amount of young people I saw at that polling station. Mothers had their adult children. Father had their, when I say adult, I mean 18 and 8, I see 18 all the way up, coming in with mommy and daddy holding hands. I see college kids proud to put that vote in that machine. I don't care who people vote for, but we have to vote because it's our responsibility to protect the next person. And again, if there's no rules, no regulation, no constitutional bind, we become a chaotic country. We become a chaotic country. We can't just look at today. We have to look down the road for our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. Because listen, I remember when I was growing up, my dad lived here in the US. We're in Jamaica with mother. And I never forget it. We would all put a string in I think it was a milk container. One of us would have one and the other one has one, and we make a hole in there, we put a string and we knot it so it doesn't come. And we're talking to our daddy. The other person is the daddy. And we're talking to daddy. But when we need to communicate with him, we had to either write, and the snail mail will take all 3 months, or we send a telegram. So look where we're coming from. We're coming from a telegram to a letter that will take months. Then we move up to express mail. Then we move up to, you remember those cell phones, the big one? I remember when I bought mine, that thing was so heavy. I'm so sorry I threw it away. I wish I had it to just put in my living room as a reminder. I just aged myself. And we moved from that to a little, a better one, but it's still clunky. Then we had the big one where we had to hold up. No, I forgot. Before that, we had the dime and quarter telephone on the street. You have to stand in New York in long lines to use them. And then we went to the clunkers. And then we went to the manageable one that we could put in a pocket instead of carrying it on our backs. And from there, we went to the one that doesn't go down, it just stays up. And before that we had the beeper. You see what I'm saying? Things have evolved. So things will change. But what should never change is standing up for children. Standing up for children. Laws on the books are to protect. And yes, there's someone who say, oh, the law don't work. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Don't work the way you think it should work. But it works. It works. It don't work the way you want it to go. But it works. So, if there's no law out there, who protects? Who hands down the consequences? Who hands down the consequences? I am so tired of seeing children being hurt. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of seeing their innocence taken away from them because of somebody's sick behavior. So elections are important. Elections are important because it's not one situation they have to protect. It's everybody. It's everybody. Change is difficult for some people. You know, one of the things that stood out to me on the ballot today, it talked about increasing wages for service providers. I'm not talking about caregivers. Caregivers don't get tipped. Nursing don't get tipped. Social workers don't get tipped. Doctors don't get tipped. Probably if someone is kind enough, they'll give a gift. But the rules of the facilities are so strict that if they're giving a gift, they have to give it to the whole crew. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. If they're giving a gift, they have to give it to the whole crew. But they're service providers, hotel workers, restaurants, especially restaurants, I had no idea it was that bad until I read it. They're asking in my state for restaurants to pay their employees and then allow them to get their tips. I thought that was a good thing to be on the Constitution, to be in the books, to be written down, that employees should pay waitresses, valet people, minimum wage, and add $2 more to it, plus their tips. I think that's remarkable. But nobody's talking about these things. They just focus on one thing. Because you don't have to fill out everything on that ballot, you know. You can, those that you're not comfortable with, you could just leave it alone. Leave it alone. This is not for me. I'm leaving that alone. But when the law is to protect, you have to think about it. You have to think about it. Mothers, fathers, if your child tells you that they were hurt by someone, investigate. As I said, in some cases, children that are being sexually abused or assaulted, when they're crying out for help, they can name other people. Yes, it happens. Yes, believe me, I got the t-shirt. It happens. But on the other hand, when a child, your child, comes to you broken, withdrawn, uncomfortable, especially when the person is around. If when the person is around, the child doesn't want to come in the living room, the child doesn't want to. Or if the person pays more attention to that child more than the other child, be careful. It's called grooming. It's called grooming. So laws comes through voting, comes through being passed by Congress so that it can protect society. So that's why I vote. What is for me, I support it. What is not for me, I leave it alone, but it's not going to stop me from voting. I feel so proud. So proud. Every time I vote, I feel proud. Every time. For all the people that suffered so I could vote. I feel proud. So that's my experience. That's my experience. And let's see what happens in the next few days. Let's see what happens. But let's continue to protect humanity, to advocate for humanity. Let's continue. Stop majoring in the minor. If it's not for you, it's not for you. It's not for you. Stop majoring in the minor. And it's over now. So I hope whatever decision you made, you can live with it. I hope you can live with the decision because it's over now. So guess what? I'm going to stop the yakking and go do some watching. It depends on how interested it is. I might come back so you can watch it. Take care. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been there, appreciate you. For those who are new, I am the host of In My Mercedes World / Home Care Queen TV. Peruse the channel and see if there's something you like about it. And support it by subscribing, leaving a comment, and watch, guys. Watch the videos until the end. I know we don't have time. I know that. I know that. But if you just click on and click off, it kills us. So that's why we're making them shorter and shorter. But YouTube is saying, this is what I want from you, and we have to listen. So be blessed. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting. Thank you.